Hey everybody, Bart here, and I just wanted to make a quick video about single leg deadlifts with the 25-pound kettlebell. I'm going to start with the 5-pounder. I'm going to show you the 25-pounder, and I'll show you the 50-pounder. I'm going to show you two different sides, so holding the same side, opposite side, and some of the pitfalls that go into first getting the balance ready to do this exercise effectively. Now, I'm going to clear a little space for myself. After the warm-up, always after the warm-up, this is in the workout, I can start with the same side. So I could take the weight in right hand and lift left leg. So with this particular exercise, see how the weight is now thrown into the foot when I have the same side. There's no counterbalance on the other side, so you have to do a little bit different balance when you take this leg back. I'm lifting it up. I have to balance my hips. I can't dump my hip over to the left. This leg is not going to be open when I lift it. It's going to be closed, so my feet will still stay parallel. So when I let this back leg lift, I balance, and then I come right back. Now I can set the foot down each time, or I can try and keep my balance over the course of several reps. Now the next would be left hand, left foot. So now I'm holding the weight on the same side of the leg I'm lifting, but this is going to anchor me a little bit in my balance because now I have a counterweight. So now I'll work on bringing this weight towards the foot. So I'm bringing the weight towards the foot, still keeping my legs parallel. And so I'm practicing just in front of the leg, not to the floor. A lot of people go wrong because they want to drop their weight close to the floor as possible. That's going to tilt your hips in a position to make you tumble. And so you never want to work all the way to the floor. You just want the hips to be level. So what would that look like on this side? So my legs would be level, my weight or my hips will be level. My weight's not going down below the knee, but you can see my back's almost parallel to the floor. That's my goal. Now, I've done same side right, I've done left, I just did right to left, so now I'm going to do left left and see where my instabilities are. The first rep, when you move back and forth between them, it's going to be a little unstable. Your mind has two different balancing programs. One when you have the weight on one side, one when you have the weight on the other side. Now I've been using a 5-pound training weight. It's always good to use a training weight before you jump into the exercise. I always want to have a big broad chest. I'm not going to allow my shoulder to slump. I'm not going to slump in the lower back. I'm trying to be stiff as a board. So now I'm going to do that right. So I've got my weight. Practicing on lifting the leg, dynamic ankle stability, coming back. I can go 1-1 in my repetitions, or I can make them completely separate sets. Doesn't matter. I use my opposite arm to balance, and my balance is only okay today, so bear with me. Haven't been working a ton of single leg weighted balances. Work that opposite side. Now I'll work that same side left. And I typically use that other arm for both exercises as a counterbalance. It's just a little bit more intuitive when you cross the body. I think now that I've practiced the same side, I really like having the arm extended. It helps me focus. One thing that helps me focus is focusing my eyes. So focusing my eyes on a particular point in space that's not moving. So now I'm going to work on that opposite side. And you're going to have one side where it's easier than the other side. One side that it's easier than the other side. So this is a great way for you to work ankle, knee, and hip stability. You're going to feel your glutes activate, your lower back, your transverse abdominis, hamstrings obviously, and delts and traps. Delts and traps. All right, so just in review, I can do this lifting the same side, or I can do this lifting the opposite side. I can do repetitions of 5 one side, 5 the other, or one way, 5 the other way, or I could do 10 in a row the same side, and then 10 in a row the other side. Just wanted to call attention to this very simple exercise. Sometimes it's easier on the lower back to do a little bit low weighted deadlifts on a single leg than it is to do two-arm, two-leg deadlifts with a heavier weight. So as I pick up the 50, see, my balance doesn't really change. My upper body has to work a little bit harder. I have to pull that shrug, so delts, traps, a little bit of triceps, definitely the brachialis muscle. So it's harder on the upper body. Might be easier actually on the lower body because you have such a strong counterweight. So what I've just discovered is that when I do same, so much easier with a heavier weight. Now let's check it out across the body and see if it's as easy. I doubt it. So just as hard, more of a pull, and since I'm pulling across, I'd say this is as hard as it gets. So I'm doing that single leg deadlift, coming back through. Definitely a little bit more work in the upper hamstrings and lower back. All right, so that's our single leg deadlift. Remember, we could do single leg across. We can do same side. So practice this out. I always say when you're learning, 1 set of 10 the first week, 2 sets of 10 the next week, 3 sets of 10 the following week. So progress. Allow yourself to be new and allow yourself to really learn the ins and outs of this exercise before you push the weight. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care of yourself.